Guys, welcome to the Florida Treasure Coast Market Update, where we talk about what's hot on the local Treasure Coast market here. But today, I'm going to show you why it does not make sense to price high in the beginning. Stay tuned.
You better get fired up.
Guys, good to see you. Happy Wednesday. We're here every single Wednesday at 11 o'clock where we give the market update here locally on the Treasure Coast. Specifically, we're usually focusing on Port St. Lucie. And today I want to talk about how it can impact your price, the price that you sell for, if you don't properly price your home to start with, right? It's pretty common. Let's say we got a $400,000 listing. I'll come in, I'll say, hey, all the comps are showing $400,000. We should be at $400,000 for a lot of reasons. And I'm going to share two big things, right? Number one, you don't want to be at $399.9 because if you're at $399.9, you're missing everybody searchability wise who's looking from 4 to 450 or 4 to 500. They're not going $399 to 500, so you're going to miss them for $100. Just crank up the price to 400 grand. It's such a major price point, right? Second thing is the same is true if you go to 401, 405, 400 to 500, right? I mean, $400,500. Even that $500, it's going to put you over. And now everybody looking from 350 to 4 or 3 to 4 or up to 4, you're going to miss them. And you don't want to miss them. So being at those major price points, $25,000 price points, 425, 450, 475, 500 is critically important, right? But it's very common for me to come into a listing appointment and tell people, look at all this data. All the data is supporting that you be at $400,000. And they say, cool, can we try 420? Man, you're really going to lose a lot of buyers. You're going to lose your greatest opportunity, which is right up front. And the reason that is because think about, like, reverse engineer the typical buyer, right? Put yourself in a buyer situation. You've probably been one of two types of buyers with different things, whether it's real estate or a car or whatever you're into at some point in your life. There's the first buyer who is just kind of casually looking, right? And you say if something came along good and I really liked it, I would buy it. But in reality, the odds of you ever buying anything in that position are pretty low. You're probably not going to buy anything until you get into that second position, which is I'm ready. Now I'm researching. Now I'm checking things out. If it's a car, I'm going to, go visit some car places, or I'm going to look online, or I'm going to find a salesman, whatever I'm going to do. But I'm starting to take this seriously. When you've got in real estate those serious buyers, every buyer wants to be put on an auto email. Every realtor wants to put them on an auto email so that they're looking at the hottest listings in the market. And by hottest, I mean that are popping on today that fit their criteria. So if you come in and talk to me as a buyer, assuming you're not looking at something really specific, really unique, right? Then it's a little bit different process. And you say, hey, Joe, I want to kind of be in that 450 to 500 range. Got to have a pool, got to be in Port St. Lucie, got to have at least 3 bedrooms. We'd like 2,000 square feet, and we'd like it if it was built in, say, 2000 or newer. Do you have anything? I'm going to say, hey, listen, we got a bunch, and new stuff pops on the market every single day. Let's put you on an automated email, right? So you're going to see everything that's on the market day one, which is a little overwhelming. It's a lot. But once you get through that push of, maybe 40, 50, 60, 70 listings, now you're going to get like 2 or 3 that trickle in daily. And you're going to be able to see the newest, hottest listings that fit your criteria. And when you see something you like, call me, text me, let me know you want to go see it, and we'll go take a look at it, right? That's the typical process. That's what 80, 90% of buyers are doing. So now think, when you list your home and it's worth 400 and you put it at 400, they're going to see it, they're going to love it, and they're going to want to go over and actually take a look inside. However, if you're at 425 and they're only looking up to 4, by the time you drop to 400,000 and you hit their criteria, they see it, but you've been on for 37 days. You're not really a hot listing anymore, right? So it's a little bit different feel. So you're going to get less showings. You've also got to understand this. Again, put yourself in the buyer's perspective. When we look at a listing that's been on for 2 days, 6 days, 11 days, it's not common to talk about coming in $15,000, $20,000, $25,000 low. That's usually not the conversation. I mean, you meet enough people, somebody's bound to do anything, right? But the majority of people are going to have very strong offers those first couple weeks on the market. But all it takes is 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. And everybody, whether it'll work or not, it doesn't matter. Their perception is that you're desperate. You can't get an offer to save your life. So I'm going to come in 15, 20, 25 grand low, and I know you're going to take it. And I'm asked all the time, Joe, how low do you think we can come in and get it? Right? I don't get asked that on day 6. I get asked that on day 39. So if you're starting at that example where I said your home is worth 400 and you're starting at 420, nobody wants to see your home. You're going to get a lot less showings. And if you do get showings, they're not really going to be that interested. And by the time you drop down to 400 where you should have been, you're so market worn with days on market that everybody's saying, should we come in low? That's a challenge. All right. Now you can say, well, Joe, it doesn't matter what they say. I'm not going to sell any lower. Okay, great. And that's cool. You won't sell for a lower price. That's great. But you also may not sell for the price that you deserve. And you could have had you done it right the first time. Right. So that's something to consider. But that's a pitch. You're hearing a salesman's pitch. Let's see if it's actually true. Let's dig into a little bit. So I'm going to share my screen here. And we're going to pull up the MLS. So this, what you're seeing right now, this is everything. Let me make sure. Yeah, it's sharing. This is everything on the market. The MLS is the multiple listing service, and it is kind of the hub of every major site that you'll ever see, to include Zillow, Trulia, Redfin, Realtor, eXp Realty, Remax, Coldwell Banker, Keller Williams, you name it. It all stems from the MLS, right? So we're going to punch in Port St. Lucie, and we're going to look at solds in 2025. So we'll go back to 1/1/2025. And we're only going to look at single family homes. Okay. So you can see right up here, we've got 1,844 sales. So what I'm going to do now, let's see if we can I do this? I don't know if I can do this. Okay. Cumulative days on market. We're going to go up to 7. Oops. That's low of 7. Up to 7. So these were under contract within the first week. We got 234, right? 234 divided by 1844. That's 13% of all properties are going under contract within a week. All right. So now let's come over to CMA. And I've got to get rid of that screen. And we're going to come down and hit next. And we're going to hit view. And now look at this. Now, 98 is not specific enough for me, but it's saying that they're selling for 98% of asking. I'm actually going to take the average sales price, which is 458,861, and I'm going to divide it by the average list price, which is 466,417. We're at 98.38%. This is going to be a post later, so I got to write it down. So 7 days gets you 98.38%. Okay. So on a $466,000 listing, you're getting just shy of 459. Interesting. Okay. But Joe, that doesn't prove anything. What are the other time frames look like? All right, let's go look. So here we're going to go a minimum of 8 days up to 30 days. Okay. So you decided after the first week or two, Joe, you're right. We're going to drop our price. Let's do it. And this makes up 22.67% of the listings. A little more than 1 out of every 5. A little more than 1 out of every 5. Almost 1 out of every 4. So let's hit CMA. Use all results. Now my guess is this is going to be lower. But let's see. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. No, I'm not wrong. But let's see how close it is. So you're looking at 420. Oops, you got to tape it in, right? 424, 443 divided by the average list price of 437,261, and you're at 97.07%. All right, and that's 8 to 30 days. So you've lost. That's 1.31%. So on a $400,000 home, because you didn't price it right to begin with, and you waited just 8 to 30 days instead of that first week, you're already out $5,240 with a $400,000 listing. All right. Let's see if that trend continues. We'll do 2 more of these. We're going to go 31 to 90 days. Let's see what this looks like. So this is 599. That's roughly a third of all sales occur in 31 to 90 days. Let's hit CMA, Use all results. I'm guessing this is going to be in the mid 96s, but we will see. We will see. Look at that. It's proving me wrong. We've got numbers coming up. Let's see how much higher they came. 432, 791 divided by 444, 935. We're at 97. Oh, it's rounding it up considerably, but it still came up. It came up 0.2% if you're going 31 to 90 days. So there's a little bit of support that Joe's wrong here. Let's go try one more. Let's go 91 plus. I'm just going to make this 9999999 forever. How many we got? 583. 583 divided by 1844. That's 31.6% of all of our sales. And now let's go take a look. Again, I'm guessing we're going to be in the 96s here. That's just my guess, but we'll see. We'll see. I've been proven wrong already. Okay, we're at 0.97, but let's see. Again, they round those, so let's see where we're at. 465, 391 divided by 479, 791. 96, we'll just call that 97% exactly, right? And that's 91 plus days. So the difference between 7 days and 91 plus days is 1.38%, which again, the median price point in Port St. Lucie right now is right around 415, 420. I'm going to use 415. That's a $5,727 loss on average by choosing to overprice your home and sell in 3+ months versus getting it sold right away in the first week. Okay. So again, it's just, I've seen this data over and over and over and over and over again. The quicker you sell your home, the more pressure there is on the buyer to come in with a strong offer. The better chance there is that you've got multiple offers, right? And you can leverage them against each other. You can get them going back and forth against each other. On day 92, the odds of me having multiple offers is very low. But in the first 2-3 weeks, it's much higher. All right. Even in a market like this, we're not seeing nearly as many multiple offers as we saw maybe in 2020 or 2021, 2022, but we are seeing them. But I will tell you, I don't know if I've seen them past 30 days in the last year. It's always been homes that have been on for a week or two. Those are the homes getting multiple offers. So guys, there you have it. A little bit of data to support the fact that you need to price your home right. It's going to benefit you in the long run. I promise you. And if you've got any comments, questions, you want to challenge me on anything, or if you'd like me to look up a different segment of the market next Wednesday in the Florida Treasure Coast Market Update, please let me know in the comments or by sending me a private DM. Thanks for joining me. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Take care.